You're watching Road and Tracked. I'm Brian, and this is the Toyota Tundra Capstone. Hardly fits in the frame. This thing is huge, and this isn't even the longer bed option. So this truck is about $78,000. Last week I drove the Sequoia TRD Pro in Colorado, which is kind of based on the same platform. Obviously it's constructed differently, but I thought, hey, if you didn't need that third row, go ahead and get a Tundra. And I'm kind of questioning that logic because the ride quality on this isn't the same as that TRD Pro. Now, obviously, you can get the TRD package on this Tundra, and we do have heated seats back here as opposed to the Sequoia, which did not. I'm just questioning Toyota's practices lately. I never liked this in the Sequoia. It seemed pretty cheap, and it's still cheap in the Tundra. What really drives me nuts are two things. Number one, these door pockets, just like in the Sequoia, are way too small. You can only fit a bottle in there, so you can't throw a cigar humidor, you can't throw anything else in there, and the lip is too short to actually hold anything. So the doors are just really thin. Secondly, obviously this red paint color, when this truck is clean, it's hideous. Because it's just like those F-150 drivers where they have like their pretty shiny, crispy clean truck. And it's embarrassing because, you know, your truck's supposed to be dirty. Your truck's supposed to get off-road. It's supposed to be in the dirt. So why would you have a Krispy Kreme? Why would you have one of those trucks if you're going to be like, you know, cleaner than a Range Rover? It makes no sense. Second thing here is this. Paperwork. As a real estate agent, I've got paperwork. I'm sure as a contractor, construction guy, whatever, or girl, let's not kid ourselves, all you can really do is put your stuff in these back pockets. There's nowhere to put paperwork. And you're like, oh, well, what about the back seat? Well, there is no space because it's the hybrid. You get nowhere to put your stuff. Same thing with the back here. I mean, you couldn't even get an AK-15 back there. Anyway, there's really no storage in this truck, which is bonkers, right? So, again, door pockets suck. I don't even know what's supposed to go in here. What is that for? Pens? And then there's no side saddle thing here for paperwork. And you'd think, oh yeah, you put it in the center. Nope, that's not big enough for paperwork. Some trucks, like the Ram, you can hold file folders in there. Not here. So makes no sense. And yeah, I mean, other than that, it's a pretty truck. If you're into pretty trucks, I just see stuff like this trim piece. I mean, that's Toyota quality. I don't understand what's going on here. This is not a prototype truck. This is a production vehicle. And this just, I don't know. None of this works for me. So maybe this one's been in an accident. Some mommy blogger might have crashed it. I can tell because if you look right here, that's a paint run, which makes no sense on a brand new truck unless they come from the factory like that, which I highly doubt. So yeah, it's an interesting truck. I like the way it has power. The power on tap makes a lot of sense. It's the Force Max twin turbo hybrid thing. So like right now, the engine's off. And the air conditioning's still running. Everything's still on here, and that makes a lot of sense because I got vented, heated seats. I got do I have a heated steering wheel? Yes, I do. So the other thing here is, you know, people are like, oh, the Tundra, such a big truck, it's kind of too big or whatever. I just look at the old Tundra and I go, this one is so much better. And some people go, oh, it's missing the V8, it ain't the same. Well, if you're buying a truck, you're not buying it for fuel economy. So 15.2 here is my average. It's not that bad, but then, you know, you're not having a V8 to take you places, but there's more power here than the outgoing V8. And fuel economy doesn't matter, but what happens is when you're at the red light, or when you're stopped like right now and you're doing paperwork or whatever, you got the AC running, you got the heated or vented seats, whatever you want running, and the engine doesn't have to sit there turning over idle, burning, I don't know, a quarter gallon of fuel an hour, maybe half a gallon an hour. So that kind of fuel savings may be worth it if you're in the city all the time, but out here in the country, well, it doesn't really matter. But what drives me crazy the most in this vehicle is this wireless charging pad, because if you use Android Auto, which is wireless, it really eats up the battery on your phone, or my phone. My phone, if I put it in that tray, okay, there's nothing else you could put in that tray when you have your phone in there. Look at all that space, okay, and when your phone is on the charger, what else are you going to throw in there? Are you going to throw something in there that's like, you can't throw a second phone because it's not wide enough, and then you can't throw keys in there because it's a wireless charger, and it even says don't do that. So this whole space needs to be rethought, because when my phone is in there, it actually doesn't charge. The charging pad is like at the wrong angle or the wrong height for my phone, which is a Samsung Note S20 Ultra. This little ridge here, if my phone is like resting over this ridge, it gets a better chance at charging. But by the time I get home, my phone's dead because I used Android Auto and the wireless charger didn't work, right? And then I have nowhere else to put my stuff, so it all goes in the cup holder. But I go to the drive-thru, I get some food or whatever, and I have to use the cup holders. And then I'm like, well, what's going on over here? Like, why isn't the wireless charger horizontal, and why can't I, or vertical, why can't I put it in there? You know, like, what is going on here? Who designed this? Then you have my business cards, and then this tray slides down to get access into there, which you don't need to do unless you got something in there, but then you can't lift this up. So then you have this whole piece here, which doesn't open up. So they've limited your armrest. If this was just a flat thing and I can put my paperwork in there, you know, like a lift up kind of armrest, old school, and then it had a layer in there, and then I could lift the whole thing up if I wanted to, that would be better. And then a cup holders back here, some air vents for the rear, but that's it. I mean, on the face of it, it's a pretty simple truck. The product is not quite there yet, and that is my number one fear here. Toyota takes like 14 to 20 years to develop a new product, and this is their newest Tundra, and it already has some issues that are kind of like underthought. And so will it ever get addressed in the next 10 years? Will this ever change in 10 years? That's my question. Will those door pockets, you know, be bigger so I can actually get a file folder in here? Because I have nowhere to put my paperwork. So as a real estate agent or a contractor, why would I have this truck? Like, number one rule, okay, when I moved to Texas, I said, hey, when you're out here, okay, how do you know which truck is the best? Is it because of off-road? Is it because of the power? Is it because of towing? Because no one tows with new trucks anyway. Just, I can show it to you. No one's towing a trailer right now. The smartest Texan I know said the best truck is the one with the best cup holder. And I'm going to let that right there speak for itself. So, cup holder, a place to put your files, right? Everything else is just everything else. It doesn't really matter. It's like all the important stuff, and it's not here. It's just not here. It's a nice looking truck. It's a little too pretty. It needs some badass look to it, but it doesn't really have it in this Capstone trim with this red paint and the chrome everywhere. Chrome door handles. You'd have chrome mirrors, I believe, if you didn't get these tow package mirrors, which are also way too big. They even extend out. If I go here, boom, they extend out. I mean, you could do that manually when you're hooking your trailer up. I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, there you go. I'm not even going to drive it because you've seen plenty of videos on this. You've seen plenty of videos on it when it came out. You've seen plenty of stuff about it. I'm just attacking the little things that matter. I got straw paper down in there so you can see where that thing is, like, just so my camera can pick it up for you. But that's it. So thanks for watching. My next video is going to be about probably some homes around here in Frisco, Salina, Prosper, who knows. But I'll talk to you later. See ya.